All right, day 3. It's time to tap the oil pan and drill out the hole for the actual turbo return line. I started this a little bit. A lot of my tools did not work. The drill bit that I ordered, the 1764, there's just not enough room, even with the 90 degree. It hits the steering rack. It hits the bolt right there. So I had to resort to just using some vice grip and slowly start just tapping out that bottom hole. Top one should be a little easier, I think, because it does get over the nut there. And then for the actual center hole there, for the drain, you'll just use one of these steppers here. Okay, holes are threaded. I need to now drill out the hole for the actual oil to return. Use lots of grease so it can catch all the metal shavings. Clean it out, reapply more grease, do it slowly so you don't risk getting anything in there. This is aluminum, so you cannot rely on a magnet. If you think you're gonna fish it out with a magnet, you're not gonna be able to. Slow and steady. All right, that's the oil filter housing. This is the stock GE Union bolt. I'm gonna be replacing it with a Union bolt from a GTE that's already tapped, and I added this 3-port adapter for oil feed, and I can use the oil sensor. You can theoretically do it with this as well. You could just drill it out, but I had one, so I'm just gonna use it. So oil feed. I will clean this up here once I get the turbo on and the manifold. I have this old CX Racing ball bearing turbo that I'm going to just revive here and use, at least as a starting point on the Supra. Making sure nothing's clogged up. There's a restrictor, making sure that's not clogged. And if you didn't know, restrictors, at least this one, all it is, it's just, that's what makes it a restrictor. At least for this older CX Racing turbo here. This should do fine for now. So far it looks okay. There's no shaft play. It's pretty good, very minimal if anything. I'm gonna put some oil through it and just get it spinning more freely, and it should be good for now. Not bad, I guess. All right, now I'm gonna put a 3-inch downpipe on with flex in here because I think this is gonna need to move a little bit. The little downpipe, the flex downpipe is on with a 3-inch V-band. Downpipe issues, this is not gonna work. No matter how I mate this up, really it's only one way. It's hitting the frame. I took a chance on this. It's worked on a couple of my other projects, but it will not work on this one. All right, so I'm back. I was thinking, I know I have accumulated a lot of stuff over the years, and I've accumulated one of these. It's just a 3-inch V-band exhaust 45-degree flange. Using that, I'm able to make a specific bend so the downpipe will go all the way straight down. I'm gonna see if this holds up, where I can maybe drive this car to an exhaust shop and get something fabbed up. Okay, I'm from the future at this point. This is many days later. I feel like I need to fill the gap with a lot of details that I may have missed out on. So I made a lot of changes to the oil return. A lot of the fittings I had just didn't work. So what I ended up using is they're just barbed fittings. And I have a hose that's running from it. It's a braided hose. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I did heat wrap the hose. I also threw a turbo blanket on there, heat wrap some of the couplers up here so it doesn't melt. It still might, I'm not sure. Here's a coupler that I used to fill in, to bridge that gap. And I do have another pipe in here too, so it goes up about halfway. My wideband sensor yeah, had to just run this through the car, and it goes to the ECU, just a 4.9 Bosch. So I'm gonna try to get you an angle of what I'm working with under here. Hopefully you can see the wastegate and the downpipe, and then there's the mid pipe. Now we're gonna go back in time again. So again, this was about a week ahead of the last clip, and the next clip is gonna be back to that time, so a week ago. Going after the ECU on the JDMs, it's on the left side here, under the dash. Pull up the carpet, you gotta take off this box and you'll get access to the ECU. See, this is a 2JZ automatic transmission one. We have a plug and play kit that works with the ECU Master's EMU Black. So here's the plug and play unit. This matches up with your ECU, the same ports. And these will go to your EMU Black. And then this is gonna go to the harness that was plugging into your old ECU. And everything should work. If you ever find yourself in a Supra and you need to unplug the ECU, there is a screw that holds on the two harnesses. Loaded up the base map for a 2JZ GE non-VVTi engine. This is my EMU Black. There's the old ECU. Quite a difference in 30 years. I'm not going to get into it too much here. I'm not an expert at this. I know a little bit. Not so much with non-VVTi. I've messed around with a GTE with the variable timing, but this I'm going to save for the tuner, and I'll be sure to share the information that I learn, and I'll try and record some of the tuning. So that'll be in a later video.